with all of his jam buddies today. And now what we're going to do is we're waiting for him to just freshen up and come. And then we're going to have a nice interview chit chat with him. So yeah, what's your inspiration for getting into music? And
my inspiration to get into music, it was more of a force that I got into music. It was due to a very, very silly, stupid fight with a classmate of mine who used to play the guitar and sing English songs and impress girls in classroom. And I used to pursue Bharatanatyam then. I learned Bharatanatyam for almost 17 years and started when I was 8 and continued till I was 22. And I just finished my college day performance of dance, and then I was removing my makeup and kajal and all that backstage, and this guy comes and makes fun of me saying, "This is so effeminate that a man has to do Bharatanatyam wearing kajal, and look at you, all these golden ornaments, you look so effeminate, blah blah blah." So I got very angry. And then he was like, "Look at me when you hold this guitar, how the girls swoon for me, and this is what makes you a man," and blah blah blah. So I said, "Okay, give me 2 months time and I shall play the guitar and show you that I'm man enough, and if in those 2 months you can dance a few Bharatanatyam steps and show it to me, I'll consider that you are a man and I'm not." So yeah, I figured it out all by myself to learn the guitar, and in 2 months I learned a few chords and learned one English song just to win the challenge. And I won the challenge obviously, and at the end of singing, people started clapping in the classroom. But in those 2 months I realized what a joy it is to sing, to just take in thin air from the atmosphere and put it out in the form of a song, and people actually appreciate it.
yeah.
And at the end of the day, I get paid nowadays, so it's a wonderful feeling. Yeah.
And what would your parents say? They were supportive?
Never, not at all. Anything Western was completely banned at home. So I couldn't even dream of playing a guitar. I bought my first jeans pant after my dad passed away, with my own money when I was about 21, I think, 22 rather, after my MSc was over. So I grew up in a very traditional South Indian family where education is always the emphasis, and you can only wear certain kinds of clothes, you can only style your hair in a certain way with oil and so yeah, and but nevertheless they only taught me what they knew was good for me, which as a rebel and young teenager I wouldn't understand, but now if I look back, I'm glad I grew up in a house like that. But there was no really encouragement as to pursuing Western art forms concerned, but there was definitely a push to learn art forms generally. I was exposed to a lot of music, a lot of dance, a lot of theatre as a kid, and I was always encouraged to take part in school competitions, school whatever performances called school days, drama and all that. So there was never a discouragement as such. Only thing is they didn't want me to get exposed to cultures which according to them were probably harmful.
So is that why there's like a lot of folk influence on your music, like traditional folk?
Not really. I never learned folk music. Folk music is a form of music which comes innately from any human being when he wants to express whatever he has in himself. It could be a farmer in the field, it could be Raghu Dixit in a city. You know, it is a form of music which comes out of a man without any sort of training. It is the purest instinct for a man to make music. Folk music is the form of music that way, you know. So I think since I was not trained in any form of music, and I just discovered a way of singing my own, belting out my voice, my lungs, everything behind it. So I guess I can call myself a folk singer that way.
And what about how did Raghu Dixit project happen, and what was like before and after it?
Before the Raghu Dixit project was a band called Antaragni, which was quite popular among the college circuits in down south, and we were just about to make it big, but then it's very crucial for all the 5 members in a band to walk in the same direction at the same pace, with the same dream and same goal, you know, which is very difficult to expect. I mean, nowadays even marriages don't stay together, so a band is expected to break any point in time. In 2005 we kind of went our ways, and I started something called as the Raghu Dixit project, which basically is an open house for anybody to walk in and jam with me. Like today you saw a flute player playing with me. He's just joining us now because he wanted to play with me, you know. So members keep coming in and going out. There's no fixed band as such. The idea is to just have a dynamic sound every now and then. Every time I go on stage, I have a new member playing, and he'll be coloring my song in a different way. So it's nice to see the same songs having different versions, different flavors every time I go on perform. It's like watching your kid being dressed differently every day.
And what about like in terms of response from the audience or like fans? In terms of what is it like after Raghu Dixit project?
I think I've been very lucky that people, I'm making music, the kind of music that I make is being appreciated by the kind of people they are right now. You know, it's very important to be, you can't be too futuristic, you can't be too old. You have to have that right time, right place kind of thing. And I'm lucky that way. I'm in a position where I'm making music and people are appreciating it. Very rarely we've had bad gigs where people don't like us at all. It's very, very rare. And I can't recall a single gig in the last 3-4 years where we felt bad of being on stage.
Yeah, I remember we saw you playing at the Oktoberfest in 2009.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And you were like so raved about it.
Okay.
So it's like, I think the kind of the feeling that you send out to everybody out there is like, you know, you pull them back to the roots because it's so earthy music, it's amazing.
Well, the idea is to make people realize how beautiful your country is.
Yeah.
You know, and unfortunately that feeling amongst youngsters is kind of fading every day by day. You know, thanks to the internet revolution, you're getting exposed to cultures of different kinds, and you think something new, what you see is actually better than what you already have. And that's why the pride in taking ancient Kannada poetry or even Hindi poetry and presenting it in a form of music that youngsters of your age can appreciate it, and then at the same time wonder, wow, what a big message that song had. And also the fact that this was written like 18th century back, and our history, our treasure is so beautiful. And if that I'm able to translate to a younger generation through my music, I think it's a well-traveled journey as a musician for me.
And the big fish now would say friendship karoli.
It's a big fish. It's a very, very small fish. It's a beginning, I would say. It's the bait.
I think it's the beginning of a change kind of thing, because this is the first time I've seen this kind of music in a Yash Raj film.
Yeah. That's also because it's one of those kinds of movies which Yash Raj has not produced before.
Yeah,
you know, it's a very young, youthful teenager movie, teeny bop movie. You know, so.
And the movie is like, the music is like different from the regular pop kind of music that they go with. It's got a lot of nice things to it. So how do you feel about the response?
Oh, it's great. I mean, I just got a call from the leading lady Tala D'Souza saying Bombay and Delhi is going crazy with the film, all houseful, and people are loving the music and the entire package as a movie. It would be very unfair to extract the music alone and say how I feel about the music. You know, when you make music for a film, you should perceive the whole thing, whether the music is fitting into the film at all or not. You know, and thankfully the whole product is doing really well now, and I'm glad I'm part of a project which is successful, and therefore it would mean success to each person who has contributed, be it cinematographer or editor or a director or an actor or a music director. You know, everyone will benefit from that. I'm glad finally there is a hit movie in my career.
It's like, this movie is like a total wave of change for Yash Raj also.
Yes, it is.
Do you have any future plans?
I have never planned movies or be it my career, where the way I got into music. Nothing was planned, everything has been very accidental. I believe God has been extremely kind, and He's always had His hand on my head, or at least pushing me from behind, saying go in this direction, go in this direction. And I've just been doing that, and there have always been surprises, thankfully, both many pleasant and very few negative ones. So if I look back and wait, it's been a phenomenal journey, and it's interesting not to have a plan and just expose yourself to surprises, let the surprises hit you, and it changes you as a person, it modifies your perspective about life, and that way you keep your life interesting. So I guess no plans as of now.
What is your non-music passion?
Non-music passion, of course, eating food. I'm a foodie, as you can see from my size. My body structure is the only inheritance I've got from my dad. So I like to maintain it in a good shape. So every day I nurture it with some nice food. I mean, I love food. I can go to any extent to eat a certain dosa, or to taste a certain coffee or a chai. I've traveled sometimes 300 miles just to eat a dosa because somebody told me the dosa that you get at that particular place is just amazing. Like I remember once somebody told me about this place in Dharwad where apparently the butter dosa are the best ever.
You just went from Dharwad.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we didn't get
And we were told that, but you have to try the butter dosa.
That's it. We got on a bike, me and my friend, we drove all night to be there in the morning to eat butter dosa.
Quick fire kind of thing.
Sure.
So what's your favorite movie?
Oh, there are just way too many good movies. The recent past, if you want me to count, there is this, I don't know if anybody has seen it at all, there's a movie called Blue Valentine. I think it was a phenomenally beautiful movie made both in terms of its screenplay and its music, and then the storyline itself I really liked. It's very relevant to these days marriages. For me it was a very touching movie. It's the last memory I have, so I'm picking up that movie, but there are thousands of movies that I can say were very good. Shaitan, I loved it, for example. And if you want me to pick anything from India, Bhutan is probably will remain as one of my top Indian movies, apart from Dil Chahta Hai. Maybe. Yeah.
So favorite song or singer, like apart from yourself?
Nobody. I love myself. Male singer, I think my favorite singer is Sukhvinder Singh, because that man is so versatile and his voice just does magic that nobody can else do. And among women, I love Shreya Ghoshal, if you want me to pick from the movie industry. But non-movie singers, there are just too many people whom I have learned from, observed them, tried to emulate them. There's just way too many people.
And your favorite holiday spot?
Oh, tough ask. My house, my home, that particular couch there, that's my best holiday spot, just be. Because I rarely get to be at home since I travel so much. But if I have to like take off somewhere, it will be just about anywhere from. There's so many dream destinations I want to travel to, like South Africa for example.
Yeah.
Maybe Mauritius, Andaman, just way too many. So far the best holiday that I've had was in Lakshadweep. What am I saying? Rishikesh and at Jim Corbett National Park, because I did water rafting, river water rafting for the first time, and I never thought I had balls enough to do that. And I came out as a winner in that whole thing because I was leading the entire team on the boat, and Jim Corbett because we did tiger spotting on foot and got away with it.
Wow.
So those two holidays have been the best ones.
And your favorite actor or actress?
What a boring question. Okay, I have very weird tastes. If I have to name actors, then it will be Nasiruddin Shah, and then K.K. Menon, and I also like Irfan Khan. And if you want me to pick the chocolatey types, then it will be Amir Khan. And among actresses, Smita Patil, Kajol, Nandita Das, all the dusky ones.
Yeah. Okay, the next question, like one thing that you absolutely love about Bangalore.
I think it's about people itself. We're very accommodating, very large-hearted. We embrace every culture. I think Bangalore is kind of a beautiful melting point of so many cultures coming together and yet living as one city without much of a, communal turmoil that normally cities like these see.
Yeah.
And I think that is largely due to the large-heartedness of the people living here.
Sing something for us?
Sure, why not? What do you want to say?
Our songs, that's the only favorite way about it.
Okay.
राह में हर मंजिल में भी